Judge from the USA is Peggy Hammond. And we're going to start off with a team from Finland. This is individual gamblers. On course now is Harry Kaunan and Stella, a miniature pincher. This is our 300 division. We have 31 dogs in all in this class. And for any spectators out there, you're going to see many dogs running different courses. They are going to hear a horn, and when they hear that horn, they will do what's called the gamble. That was Harry Kaunan, 34.49 is the total time. And we see Paul Hinchley, our ring manager, put his thumbs up, signifying that our Finnish competitor did get that gamble. Our gamble time for these small dogs is 14 for the closing and 25 seconds for the opening. Second on course now from Denmark. This is a Parson Russell Terrier, Valde and Rikkelith Petersen.
Your A-frame. It's okay to come down backwards, yeah? Funny you should say that. I don't did that in that agility. No,
and missing that middle jump. That was a nice effort by Rikke Liv Petersen and Valde.
I said, once I'm going back up, do this or I'm going to look like a real wimp. Yeah.
In this 300 height, this dog and handler will have 25 seconds in what we call the opening sequence. Then a horn will sound.
They're a good judge. I don't care what they're
Bob Griffin might be joining in.
This is Carolyn Weif and Rocco from Germany. And we hear the horn sound, signaling the start of the finish part of this gamble. And nice effort by Carolyn Weif and Rocco. The second part of the course, that course in which they have 14 seconds to complete it. The handler has to stay on one side of the line. And the dog can pretty much be anywhere they want as long as they do the obstacles in the sequence. And from Wales, that was Blood and Helwyn Williams. On course now, Patrick Slockers from Netherlands, Nederland. This is Maybe. Now Patrick is making his way to the Second part of the course, we hear a whistle. Nice effort by Patrick Slockers and Maybe. We're going to see some poodle power here from the USA. This is Terry Herman and Iji. Flying over that A-frame. In Gamblers, you can set your own course for the opening 25 seconds here. Racking up lots of points.
No, the third tunnel, the fourth tunnel.
Lots of points in the opening for Terry and Iji. It's okay, the dog can cross the line, but the handler can't. So even though the dog crosses the line, that's okay. It's the handler who cannot cross the line. The dog can be anywhere as long as they take the correct obstacles in the correct sequence in the closing, and the handler is inside the line. And on course now from Wales is a miniature poodle. This is Roberta Powell and Finley.
You're going to be a new Italian dancer.
Massimo already said, you want to come to Rome? I said, when, brother? Later. You know where I'm going, right? Yeah. Good work, Coach. Probably going to do you up there. Next time you guys are on busy, hey, this is the one that put me on the map. He started Joey before I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's also a better dancer, but too shy. Come on, get out of here. Slow it down. Don't embarrass me. Too late. Too late. Too late. Way too late. I had the chance 32 years ago and every day since then. Yeah.
From Russia, this is German Spitz Klein and Svetlana Tumarnova. This is Tommy. And that will do it for Svetlana Tumanova and Tommy. On course now is Miriam McDowell from Northern Ireland and Teddy. Teddy is a mixed breed dog. And that was Teddy and Miriam McDowell. And stealing the Nederlanden song is our Italian contingent. From Italy, this will be Roberto Sette and Honey. Honey is a Papillon. The competitors have 25 seconds before the horn blows and they must go to the finish. That is the second part of the course. That was Roberto Sette and Honey.
I don't know how, but you know what I mean? If they could, the gamble could be something different.
Like just a jump in each side
Yeah.
of the corner and just go up.
Yeah, something that, because it's always distance.
This dog is a Coton de Tulier. This is Vegas and Barb Flowers from Canada.
Exactly. You do 1, 2, 3, and then out, and just there. Yeah.
And when the horn blows, it's time to get to the gamble part of the course.
You gotta be thinking, I'm running out of obstacles.
And our time is up. That was from Canada, Barb Flowers and Vegas.
If I got it.
Our only, or maybe one of only, Coton de Tuliers.
Like, fuck, I really fucked up my timing on this one.
When did he get so much faster?
From the Netherlands, Nederland, this is Linda Zegers and Lilu, Papillon.
So I was happy with it. I was like, if I, 10 or clear. I was like, you know, if nothing else, I will pull my face off if I do it. $300.
I want them
Oh my God. Yes, I did. I did. I just went, oh my. Well, I wasn't going to say that.
And a nice effort for the gamble with Lilu and Linda Zegers.
Oh, killer. Very good. Well, yeah, why wouldn't you? Jesus Christ. Oh, she just threw it. You what?
We were probably top in that round, but I think you're still quite ahead of us.
Sweet, let's quit now.
Exactly.
That would be awesome. That's good, we're done. That's enough.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm just letting it
On course now is Isabel Trotter and Chip from Northern Ireland,
okay.
Irlandia Nord.
That doesn't happen.
This is a mixed breed dog.
She's laying it down, too.
Heading towards the gamble part of the course, staying on that line. And we see the thumbs up from Judge Hammond. And let's see if Paul Hinchley will say that the time was correct as well.
Has anyone done the big one yet?
That was Isabel Trotter and Chip, and we get the thumbs up.
That was another one where we went.
Nice job getting that gamble at the end.
Gotta try. What the hell? Yeah, the little palm-like looking one. I saw it. Yeah, do the other one.
On course now from España, Spain. This is Carlos Suto and Hachi.
Oh, the line crosses go wrong. All right, I'm going to go here and be nervous for a while.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And we hear the horn sound, signifying 25 seconds have passed, and it's time for the gamble. When our judge Peggy puts the whistle to her mouth in that finishing gamble sequence, it means there was a mistake on that gamble part. So only the points for the opening will be calculated. This is the individual gamblers course to see who our individual games champion will be for 2014. On course now, Doria Smirnova and Tsunami from Russia. This is a German Spitz.
Is this Russia? It is.
And we see the thumbs up from our judge. Paul Hinchley will go out to say what the time is. That was Doria Smirnova and Tsunami. And we get the thumbs up from Paul. That was a successful gamble for our Russian contingent. We'll move right on to an English competitor. This will be Sarah McLean and Kita. This is one of the only classes where a hand up is good from the judge. And a nice effort by Kita and Sarah McLean. One of our wild card competitors on course now. This is Lena Riedel and Io. We heard the Sverige cheer. Perhaps she is a wild card from Sweden. Having done well in her country's national competition, maybe having earned her a spot here as a wild card competitor. Trying desperately to stay on her side of the line. Nice effort by wild card member Lena Riedel and Io. On course now is Juan Muniz from España, Spain, with his toy poodle, King.
Have I got a peel going on already?
And those long legs coming in handy for Juan Muniz, directing King aptly across that gamble line. And Mr. Hinchley puts his hand up saying that was a successful gamble for Juan Muniz and King. And two more dogs before we take a short break here in ring one to let our judge get a little bit of a refreshment out of the sun. From Team USA, this is Mike Paget and Kona, a Shetland sheepdog.
I did it behind their fence and it's sick. Apart from all I've seen in London. Apart from that. Right. Apart from all good guy.
And this is that middle jump on the gamble. That was Mike Paget and Kona.
No, she's there. She's ready. She just comes. You will have to say like two like this. Doing all that tight, isn't it? Two like this. Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, just can you get them in like coat bottles? In a coat bottle? When have you seen coat bottles?
From Scotland, this is a Parson Russell Terrier. This is Jake Reed. Looking to be within that 14 seconds. And I believe maybe stepped over the line. And we're going to take a 5-minute break while our judge takes a little breather. We have 39 dogs in this 1-minute break, and then we'll be right back in action.
Every 20 dogs position we get I was changing to because I'm hungry. Are you past it?
Well, some people can't hear the horn.
Well, I saw the one lady from Canada.
Heya Norge, says the crowd, as we're going to start the second half of our 300 division individual gamblers.
Oh, you'd hear it then now.
Yeah, you would.
Jesus.
This is Christine Lund Crane with her Lancashire Healer. This is Ia. This team is from Norway, Norge, Norvege. And we get the thumbs up from our judge, signifying a correctly performed gamble. And the time is correct as well, signified by Mr. Hinchley. Next up, we will have a miniature poodle from China, China, Porcelana. This is Ningwei and Kimi. 35.38. Quick work on that gamble for Ningwei and Kimi. Correctly performed and incorrect time. That was Ningwei and Kimi. Nicely done. On course now, we have Yvette White from the USA, USA, and her Jack Russell Zip. .88, so a very quick closing sequence. If two dogs have the same amount of points, it will be the time that determines who wins. On course now from Scotland, Scotia, with a toy poodle. This is Pinto and Michelle Henderson. Looking to do a correct gamble with the feet on the same line. Unfortunately missed that jump after the tunnel. That was Pinto and Michelle Henderson. The Canadians having come up with a cheer of their own now. Annalie Hilton Arksey online with her Papillon Slice. Slice a very, very tiny Peppy Papillon. Our judge puts her hand up in the air when each obstacle is performed correctly and calls out a number based on the value of that obstacle. And Slice and Annalie Hilton Arks get the gamble. Another one of our talented miniature poodles on course now from England. This is Sarah Prentice and Lily. Racking up a lot of points in 25 seconds. Quickly to the gamble part of the course. Oh, and our handler a little bit of a step behind, not able to direct the dog to the second obstacle of the gamble. Nice try for Lily and Sarah Prentice. Many talented poodles in this height category. This is the 300 height. Representing Denmark, this will be Timon and Lillian Rose. Denmark. Each handler being able to create their own course for the first 25 seconds in this gambler's class. Second try, will she make the time? The buzzer just goes off. Done correctly, but will the time, the buzzer went off just as she went over the last hurdle. Will the time be over or under 12 seconds for that gamble? Only the time clock in Paul Hinchley's hands knows the answer to that. Will the thumb come up? Unfortunately, just a split second over time. What an effort, though, for Lillian Rose and Timon. Sverige, Rebecca Hansson and Svea, aptly named Swedish dog. This is a Shetland sheepdog. Rebecca Hansson. Yoba, yoba. Work it, work it. She is far away from gamble line, but she's got long legs, so she gets there quickly with her little Sheltie, but will she get into the tunnel? Does she have time? Yes, she does. The thumbs up, and we didn't hear a horn, so Rebecca Hansson and Svea. Paul Hinchley sure to put that thumb up in the air. And he does. Representing England will be Tina Metherell and her Jack Russell Terrier, Poppy. Poppy gets the nod from Tina, and they're off. High amount of points for the weave pole, so Tina is smart to do them twice. That is the maximum amount of times you can do any obstacle in the opening. Oh, I think she was going to make it right to the finish. Unfortunately, looking at that seesaw, that was Tina Metherell and Poppy. From Team Sweden, this is Tina Karlsson and Jax från Sverige. And nice job to get quickly to that gamble part of the course, Tina Karlsson and Jax. Correct performance and a correct time. That was Tina Karlsson with a successful gamble. from Italy, Italia, this is Emanuele Barbetti and Orazio. And gets a refusal at the second obstacle, but nice effort by hometown boy Emanuele Barbetti and Orazio. What a treat, 2 Italians in a row. This will be Andrea Cacciatori and Safira. Many points in that opening sequence. Will he make it in time? 14 seconds. And yes, a thumbs up and a time under 39 seconds signifies a successful gamble for Andrea Cacciatori and Safira. We hear our Swedish cheering squad, Sverige, Maju, eller Ullis Frödén and Coco. We hear the horn, 25 seconds has elapsed. Nice effort by Ullis Frödén from Sweden and Coco. Suomi, Finland, Finlandia up next with Maju Koronen and Lux. At a distance at the gamble, she get that second jump? No, a little redirecting is allowed, but you've got to go on to the next obstacle. Nice effort by Finlandia, Suomi, Maju Koronen, and Lux. And with only 5 more dogs to go in this 300 height division, from the US of A, USA, this will be Andy Mueller and Crackers. This is a Jack Russell Terrier. And our supervising and dancing judge, Mark Cheek, checking in with our main judge here to make sure that the scoring is correct, and they do agree. So Peggy Hammond takes the stage once again. We're going to invite our next dog into the ring. Now we will see Andy Mueller and his Jack Russell Terrier, Crackers. I think Crackers is ready to go. Lovely weave pole entry. And making it look easy is Andy Mueller and Crackers with a crackerjack performance in this gambler's individual class. We will see tomorrow who our individual games world champion will be in this games class. That'll consist of snooker, of course, and gamblers. From Argentina, this is Nicole Manes and Brahma. And a nice speedy performance, 32.76, so well under the time for Nicole Mans and Brahma. And we see the thumbs up from Mr. Hinckley. Nice job by Brahma and Nicole Manes. Next online from Denmark is Julie Tamjer and Tuni. And far away from the gamble line, but going to try to make it within these 14 seconds. And a nice effort by Julie Tambier and Tuni. Only two more dogs here in this 300 division. From Canada, this is Christina Sanders and Quasimoto. Papillon, having earned one of the top 3 spots in classes yesterday. Making it look easy to make that thumb go up from Judge Hammond is Christina Sanders and Quasimoto from Canada. And of course, we get another thumbs up. That was a good job by our Canadian, and only one more dog to go here in the 300s. And this dog is ready to go. This is Evgenia Grishina from Russia, and Belka. This is a mixed breed dog. And they get the gamble as well. Thumbs up from Judge Hammond, Evgenia Grishina, and Belka with a time of 33 and change is sure to get a thumbs up from Paul as well. That will do it from our 300 division. We will now be Moving up to the 400 height, that means the jump bars will go up, the tire will go up slightly, the weave poles will stay the same, as well as everything else on the course. And in this 400 class, we have 39 competitors as well. Legs slightly longer than in those in the 300 division. We are just making sure that we get our horn situated properly. And for these dogs to come, just like in the 300 division, they will have 14 seconds to perform that second part of the course. That is, once you hear the buzzer sound, if the gamble obstacles are performed not only correctly in the right order, but with the handler on this side of the line, within those 14 seconds, then that dog will have gotten the gamble, as they say. If, however, the handler steps over the line, then that will negate the gamble. If the handler takes the wrong obstacle or gets what's called a refusal on any of the gamble obstacles, that negates the gamble as well, or if it takes more than 14 seconds. For the opening, there will be 20 seconds of time. And it looks like Judge Peggy Hammond is taking the stage once again. Our ring crew looks around, our scribe in the middle of the ring. Argentina up next. Argentina, Leticia Boat and Mate. This is a miniature poodle. In the opening, of course, there are no refusals. The handler can make up any course they want. And we hear that lovely buzz, signifying that the opening period is over. And that'll start it off. Letitia Boat and Mate. And with one of her talented Cocker Spaniels, we see on course now Sylvia Martinez Cortez from Costa Rica with her dog Star. And now Sylvia knows it's time to do the gamble. And she does so nicely, gets a thumbs up from Judge Hammond. Sylvia Martinez Cortez and Star. Well within the time, so that is going to be a thumbs up for Mr. Hinchley. Oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi. From Wales is James Davis and Tommy. This is a mixed breed dog. And a little bobble there at the gamble, but a nice opening for James Davies and Tommy. And who knew that Scotland had a song? But they do. That is the Scottish contingent going to cheer on John Goyon and Mr. Pip. This is a miniature Schnauzer. Nice gamble for Jan Goyen and Mr. Pip with a thumbs up from our judge. And well within the time. From España, this is David Ali and Mate. This is a Schnauzer. And a nice job on the gamble as well for David Ali. From China, Porcelana, this is Zuzio and chocolate.
迈开了步跑啊！走，快快快点，快点，快，快！ 快快快！出去出去，快！
And a nice job by Chocolate from China and Zuzio. We get a thumbs up from our judge. And a thumbs up from Mr. Chris. From Wales, this is a mixed breed dog named Trini and James Davis. We saw him earlier with his dog Tommy. From France, Frankrike, this is Happy 50 and Corinne Meinier. Yeah, nice try on that gamble for Corinne Meinier and Happy 50. All the way from Australia, this is Stacy Richards and Fonzie, a miniature poodle. Oh, and around that jump after the tunnel, unfortunately. Nice try by Stacy Richards and Fonzie. With his Pyrenean Shepherd, this is João Ferreira and Figaro from Portugal. And getting the gamble, that was Joao Ferreira and Figaro. On course now, we have Maria Naguera from España, Spain. This is Cola. This is a King Charles Spaniel. And with a sea of orange near our VIP tent, that is the Nederlanders cheering on Marieke Bolton Hollander and Norman. This is a poodle. And they're still cheering in the corner. And that'll do it for Marieke Bolton Hollander and Norman. From Belgium, this is Sylvie Defour and Diva. And we hear the buzzer go off. There's 14 seconds, of course, to do this gamble. And done easily with a thumbs up from Peggy Hammond. Our judge, Sylvie Defour, exits the ring with her dog, Diva. The time well within the limit, 34 and change, and a thumbs up from Chris. Up next from Spain, España, this is Julio Freire and Pica. And that was Julio Freire and Pica from España. And our native drums are starting to play, signifying Denmark, about to take the stage. This will be Janni Terkelsen and Nanna. This is a mixed breed dog. Running to the finish, that was Nana with a nice finish to this gambler's round. That was Nana and Janni Terkelsen from Denmark.
4 or 5 25s on the next, okay? Oh, yeah. So I got like 14. I'm fine. I mean, I thought that's breaking news. Everyone needs to know. But you see me here without Jack and you say, shit. I'll probably get a punch check.
From Russia, this is Svetlana Kondrashova and Dili.
I'm glad I checked. So who else? Has anyone gone in this fight for us?
No, because the USA has 3 documents and we're back to back to back.
Oh, Jesus. Is it reverse order of seed from Snooker?
Dilly is a border collie in this 400 division. What a speedy dog walk performance. And that is the first dog we've seen do that. There are 2 gamble challengers out here. The difficult one at the most distance and including a seesaw. Expertly done and a thumbs up. So from Russia, we haven't seen anyone take that chance so far. But the first one to do it, Svetlana Kondrashova from Russia and Dili, and did it successfully. Nice job. That's worth a lot of points. From Scotland on course now is Edith Robb and Daisy. This is a Cocker Spaniel. Oh, and a little fault on the gamble part of this course for Daisy and Edith Robb, but a nice effort. We hear Suomi, Suomi in the corner. Of course, that means Finland, Finlandia. We're going to have Heidi Pentilä on course now with her miniature poodle, Vicky. The slalom worth 5 points, of course. And a nice finish for Heidi Pentilä. We get the thumbs down, unfortunately, for that gamble, but a nice part of the course in the beginning. We get our tiki-taki song from our competitor from Italy. This is Nicola Giraudi and Twister. This is a Jack Russell Terrier. And we hear the buzzer signifying there's 14 seconds to do this gamble. Nice distance work, but we had to take that tunnel or seesaw first. That was Nicola Giraudi and Twister. From France, Frankrike, French, this is Lorena Kafer and Vicky. A beautiful approach to that gamble. And unfortunately over the line there a little bit, but what a nice opening for Vicky and Lorena Kafer from France.
She may not understand it. Maybe she thought it was one time before. But she definitely did this one at 7.
This dog had a one fault.
And we see our Kromfonlander out here again. This is Susanne Røtnes and Jari from Denmark. This is our only Kromfonlander in the competition.
I've never heard of that. Oh my God. That is a great idea. Nice.
Our administrative judge, Bob Griffin, and his wife, Sid, having many Kromfonlanders at home, and a nice finish and a successful gamble for Kromfonlander Jari and Suzanne Røtnes. We are sure to see many more Kromfonlanders in agility in the years to come. A relatively rare breed. We are increasing the numbers year by year. And our administrative judge, Bob Griffin, a big part of the increase in the numbers of Kromfonlander, along with his wife, Sid. We will be taking a 1-minute break here in the ring. So a 1-minute break to let our judge take a breather, maybe have a drink of water. She deserves that, being out in there in the sun for all of these dogs, making sure they get accurate scores tabulated.
The Russian that got it, as Mark told me when he walked by, that cup when it bounced, landed on the edge. Not in the back in the basin. It jumped up and then landed. It didn't fall because it landed on the edge. That's the cup it landed on.
And it looks like our judge is ready to take the stage once again. We will move on to dog number 23 here in this 400 division. On course now, Marina Huber and Alice from Germany, Germania, Deutschland.
Like I said, Uber Alice for Germany, that would be funny. Welcome to Cuba and Belgium. Yay!
So Canada getting some good practice in their new team song. Stefan Henry is the handler with Shetland Sheepdog Wheeler from Canada. And unfortunately, a whistle for the gamble. That was Stefan Henry and Wheeler. We will now have 3 USA competitors in a row. From USA, USA, this will be Maureen Waldron and Nickel. Yeah, nice successful gamble for Maureen Waldron and Mickle.
2-1-4-1.
And also from the USA, this will be Jen Pinder and her border staffy, Taser.
4 in the opening, 10 in the
And easily done by Taser and Jen Pinder, way under the time. And a successful gamble. And also from the USA, this is Jean LaValle and her Shetland Sheepdog Cheer. Nicely finished by Jean LaValle and Cheer, getting that gamble.
I have Cheer and Mickle at 44, and I have
And sporting their red shirt with a white piping, this is one of our wild card members, Maria Melacari and Issa. And a nice finish for Maria Melacari and Issa, representing our wild cards.
I had 2-2-2-2, 5-1-5, 2-1-8. 8 being for the, and then 10 more for the bonus. I had 2,
And from England, this is Joe Turner and Medler,
1-5,
an English Cocker Spaniel.
1. That's the tunnel.
Yeah. No, she didn't miss that. I think that's the one. I think she did tunnel, jump, tunnel. So that would be 2-1
No,
or
the
2-2.
Oxford is a 2.
Right.
The spread is a 2.
But the single is a 1.
Yes. Did you do the 1? Good
Oh, and just gets it at the end. Nice redirection by Joe Turner with her Cocker Spaniel Medlar getting the gamble. With 6/10 of a second to spare. Nice job by Joe Turner. Looking for speed there at the end.
I think I actually have it one short.
Didn't you do that tunnel already? I know. That's what I
And
mean.
some tiki-taki on the course again. This is from Netherlands, Angela Koopman and Abby.
Hold on. Greg was also to the track.
I did not have her getting it, but I can't be for sure what she said.
Okay, so we can attack.
You and I have 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, 8. Yeah, the 8 for the bonus and 5. You and I agree on it. Yeah.
And we see the crossed hands of our judge signifying a fault on the gamble, but nice opening effort by Angela Koopman and Abby. Dog number 30 in this class will be Anna Ivanova
It would be our second time through it, right?
from Russia with Polka. This is a mixed breed dog.
Yes, it wasn't her second time.
Wait. No. It's her third time.
It's 2.5, but we can go up. I'm gonna go check.
That tunnel in the back, she's taking one. Frame, jump, double, tunnel, shoot. Dog walk, and then back in the tunnel. So, second time.
We hear the buzzer. Some really nice direction by our handler to easily get that gamble. Anna Ivanova and Polka from Russia. Way, way under the time allotted of 14 seconds for that gamble. And next on course, we have Veronique Toniolo from Italy. This is Harry. Italia. Will she get the gamble within the time? Yes, she will. That was Veronique Toniolo and Harry from Italia, Italy. Nice to see Italy so well represented here in their home country, and a thumbs up from Paul Hinchley. On course now from France, this is Defy and Elisa Rechelmi. And a nice finish to that run by Elisa Rechelmi, getting that gamble with her poodle Defy. From Team Slovenia or Slovenia, this is Sylvia Turkman and Lee, her Pyrenean Shepherd. Will Sylvia add a World Games champion to her many titles? 34.57 the total time with a correct gamble. Nicely done by Sylvia Turkman and La. On course now from Russia. This is Fishka and Ekaterina Zakharova.
Yeah, Dean says you can see it on her video. She's just saying.
And a thumbs up from our judge for Ekaterina and Fishka from Russia. And well within the time as well, so nice job by our Russian contingent. We will move on to a Canadian. I do love those Canada uniforms, sporting the maple leaf. This is Sheila Usher and Mishmash.
That's a rush, isn't it?
This is a mixed breed dog.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
All right.
That's it. He ain't jive. I know how to jive. But he's soon after.
Well, no, we got the. Don't we have Stevenson dog and
But he's running.
we have 30 dogs right
So there's $60.
And a little mishmash on the gamble, but that will do it for Sheila and Usher from Canada. Sverige, de klappar för Sverige. This will be Martina Eriksson and her pumi Silla. Silla having a lot to say at the start, saying, there's a person standing in the front of my jump. If that person will just leave, I can get started with this course. You tell him, Silla. This is Silla and Martina Eriksson.
Dave didn't run. I mean, Dave didn't run. Did Maisie run? Jeanette had error, yeah. But I don't know who else would be.
Well, I think we only had 3 spots.
Britt. Yeah, I remember Snooker. Yeah. Right. Yay, Tina!
Nice job by Silla and Martina Eriksson.
Every dog after Nickel.
Only 3 dogs left to go in this 400 height. They have 14 seconds for that gamble part of this challenge. Our dogs to come, they will only have 12 seconds. Their legs are a little longer, so they should be able to traverse this course a little bit quicker.
Come on.
And our last 3 will be 3 very talented handlers. Sure to rack up many points in the opening and the closing. This is Karen Gibbons and Willow from England. Only 1 competitor so far has done the hardest of the gambles involving the seesaw.
You can't follow the flow like you remember it. Right. Yeah.
And they're adding speed at the end.
Right.
Not like after they get 8 hours. That's so much.
Right.
Taking up a little time to approach that gamble line. And let's hear it for Karen Gibbons and Willow from England. Only 2 competitors to come, and they are high caliber competitors indeed. One of my favorite competitors. And very excited to get started is Funky Monkey and Cale McCann from Canada. Looking up to rack up many points in the opening here. And goes for the seesaw options, but we see Funky Monkey sneaking into the tunnel instead. A nice effort, and really have to applaud Cale McCann for trying that harder of those 2 gamble options. And again, we see Sylvia Turkman, this time with her Pyrenean Shepherd Lay, of course from Slovenia. Did you ever see a faster dog walk than that? Doing it twice for double the points. Going for the tunnel option, that was Sylvia Turkman and Lay with many, many points and a successful gamble performance. That will do it for our 400 class. To represent the slightly longer legs of our competitors to come, we will move the jumps up to the 5-2-5 division. And we are taking a look around our very able ring crew, setting the bars to the 525 height, making sure the tire is correct. Our supervising judge, Mark Cheek, sporting his lovely cabana hat and sunglasses, talking to head ring manager, Paul Hinchley. Judge Peggy Hammonds comes over, having a little discussion, making sure that everything is set correctly. These bigger dogs will have 12 seconds, not the 14 seconds as we did for the previous dogs. Only 12 seconds for the second part of this course, that is the gamble. So when you hear the buzzer, that dog and handler has to get to the gamble line and perform those 3 obstacles within 12 seconds before the second buzzer. Of course, the handler cannot go over that line. The dog, however, can go over the line and approach the next obstacle. That is okay. It's only the handler who has to stay on this side of the line. Mark Cheek snugging up the tunnels, making sure they are set perfectly. Helping Judge Hammond out. She's been out in the sun a long time here, so Mark is very nice to give a hand. Making sure the ring crew knows that the weave poles should be pointing in the exact same direction for each dog. Sometimes when these very fast and furious dogs take the ring, obstacles get moved just by an inch or so, and it's up to the ring crew to make sure that everything is perfect and the same challenge presented to each dog. We will now get started with our first of our 525 dogs in this individual gamblers class. There are 37 in this height. From Japan, Yaponi. This is Miho Ikeda and Valen. This is a Pyrenean Shepherd. And attempting that gamble with the seesaw. Very brave for Miho Ikeda from Japan to attempt that seesaw. Very difficult to do with her Pyrenean Shepherd, Valen. Unfortunately, a little fault there. So these dogs have only 12 seconds for the gamble, so 25 for the open and 12 for the gamble. Doing some quick math, that means they have 37 seconds for the whole thing. On course, Pilar Colado and Boo from España. Taking the seesaw. Can she do it? Yes, she does. Gets that outside jump. Only the second competitor. We saw Rusia complete that gamble earlier in our 400 class, I believe. Now Pilar Colado and Boo from España. The second person only of many competitors to get the thumbs up for that very difficult seesaw and outside jump gamble. Nicely done. We'll see Nicola Wildman from England with her Australian Kelpie Zoom. And we hear the buzzer, only having 12 seconds. And does the seesaw, but misses that jump in the shadows all the way out to the side next to the ring. So Peggy Hammond having designed a course where for more points you can take a chance, go for the seesaw, try to direct your dog to the outside jump while staying on this side of the tape line. So nice effort by Nicola Wildman from England. Only the fourth competitor to attempt that gamble. We have had 2 successes at that seesaw gamble so far. From Northern Ireland, this is Ziva and Catherine Porter. And fast footwork to finish the gamble off in successful fashion. Catherine Porter and Ziva doing it well within the allotted cumulative time of 37 seconds. And up next, we will have 2 Italians in a row from Italy, Italia. This will be Stefano Franceschi and Polly. Some really speedy legs on Stefano Franceschi. Oh, a nice attempt, although the dog came back into the handler to take that inside jump inside of the outside jump. Nice effort. Only the 5th to try that gamble, Stefano Franceschi and Polly from Italy. What a treat. 2 Italians in a row from Italy as well. This is Riccardo Vignali and Winona. Also a border collie. Riccardo with the long hair and Winona with a slightly shorter hair. Which gamble will Riccardo attempt? He goes for the tunnels, keeping it safe and clean. 35.71 the time, so within the 37 seconds allotted. Adding up 25 and 12. You do the math. That was Winona and Riccardo Vignali. The tiki-taki contingent in the corner wearing the bright orange, of course, are from Netherlands. Jan Spree and Armati. And a furious finish for John Spray and Marathis Finn from Nederlander. He gets the thumbs up and is well within the time, so nice job by our Netherlands friend Jan Spray and Armatis Finn. Another one of our very talented Pyrenean shepherds from Germany. This is Antje Lippold and Dunja. And a nice effort by Antje Lippold and Dunja. Also from Germany, we will now see Jona and handler Marina Huber. This is a mixed breed dog. And going for the tunnel option, that was Marina Huber and Jona. Jona. I wonder where this competitor is from. Perhaps it's Galles, Wales, Connie Sellers, and Fly. And we hear a buzzer signifying that the gamble will be attempted, but unfortunately missing that tunnel. And as the sun sets, the shadows lengthen. We get a nice breeze from the ocean. There couldn't be more beautiful here in Lignano, Sabbiadoro, Italy. The rest of these 525 dogs will have some nice cool weather. From France, Frankrike, France, this is Charlene Salmon and Eden, an Australian shepherd. And a nice finish for our dog from France. Next up from Japan, Yapmoni, this is Susumi Konishi and Nana. And let's give him the points for trying, but ran out of a little time. But that is successful indeed for our dog from Japan, Susumi Konishi and Nana, just a little bit short of time for that gamble, but what a nice effort. On course now, one of our many competitors from Team Frankrike, France. This is Gesma and Laura Barbet. Going for the tunnel option, McLeod. Guess McLeod and Laura Barbot from France. Frankrike. Up now from Belgium, this is Zina and Melissa Hayes. And so close. That'll do it for Melissa Hasey and Zina. And next up, representing Australia, this will be Cherie Vicari Carter with George. George is an English dog. Luckily, they both speak the same language. This, of course, is a borrowed dog. Oh, and got the seesaw, but the closer jump. We wanted that far jump. Nice effort by Australian Cherie Vicari Carter and English dog George. Perhaps this is a Danish person on course now. The drums gave it away for Karina de Silva and Suki. A border collie, Denmark. The thumbs up sign for Karina da Silva and Suki, signifying a correct gamble and within the time. Thumbs up from Paul Hinchley as well. From the Netherlands, Paiba, this is Miriam Vriens and Mika. Not only an orange top, but orange earrings as well. And a beautiful performance for Mika and Miriam Vriens. I think the Canadians are getting better and better at their theme song. They'll practice lots tomorrow as well, I'm sure. Getting ready for next year. Tiffany Salmon and Chill from Canada. That was Tiffany Salmon and Chill from Team Canada. From Russia, again we see Svetlana Kondrashova, and this time with her border collie Rashani. She is one of the two competitors to have attempted and completed successfully the difficult gamble involving the seesaw. And she makes it look easy. We now have 3 competitors who have completed that obstacle. I should say 2, because Svetlana Kondrashova has done it twice. So 3 dogs have completed that obstacle. 1 handler having done it twice. So what an accomplishment for Svetlana Kondrashova and Rashani from Russia. Showing that it is not a strange game for Svetlana. She is well practiced in the game of gamblers. 1 more dog and then we'll take a short break. This is Luis Sousa and Lash from Portugal. This too is a border collie. And not only can Svetlana do it, but Luis Sousa can certainly do it, making it look super, super easy, way under the allotted 37 seconds. That is wonderful. Now we have 3 competitors who have completed that particular difficult gamble sequence. Luis Sousa once, Svetlana Kondrashova twice. And my apologies, I forget who the third person was. I believe it was maybe in the 400 division. Sorry, didn't get the seesaw. Maybe a contact. So looked really nice though. I couldn't see it from here, but did not get that down contact from the seesaw. So nice effort by our competitor, Luis Sousa from Portugal. He is still in an exclusive club, having attempted that gamble. And in my estimation, he certainly did it almost perfectly. We're going to take a 1-minute break now to get a little bit of water. From Scotland, this is Lisa Dugan and D. And a nice effort by Lisa Dugan from Scotland with her Border Collie D. From Sverige, Petra Lindström and Lira. This is an Australian Kelpie. Lots of points in the opening and some good points in the closing for Petra Lindström and Lira. Lots of fans for this competitor to come. Must be an Italian from Italy, Italia, Andrei Cacciatori and Lilith. He stays on his feet. Oh, and our handler a little too far behind to get into that tunnel. That was Andrei Cacciatori and Lilith. A nice effort, lots of points in the opening. But of course, the big points are in the closing. All the way from China, Porcelana. This is Yang Yao and Carson. And sprinting to the gamble line is Chang Yao with Border Collie Carson. They finish up with a successful gamble, and within the allotted 37 seconds, 3/10 of a second to spare. I knew those Canadians would have more time to practice that song. Rebecca McKay and Shine from Canada. Sporting the neon shoes to make sure we can see her feet. From Canada, that was Shine and Rebecca McKay. And again, we are in the tiki-taki frame of mind. This time we're going to see Emma and Jannie de Ruyter from Nederlander, the Netherlands. And that was a nice finish for Jannie de Ruyter and Emma. And giving the wave to his fans is Alan Wildman and his Border Collie, Minx. Throws the leash to the side and takes the stage. We hear the buzzer, but making a nice approach to that gamble is going to make it in no time at all. That was Alan Wildman and Minx. A successful gamble and quite a few points racked up in the opening. From Nippon, Japan, Yaponi, this is Yuki Araki and Pisco. Nice blind cross out of an open tunnel. Nicely done. Going for the seesaw. That looked way too easy with lots of time to spare. Yuki Araki and Pisco, now the third competitor to complete that very difficult seesaw gamble. And of course the thumbs up from John Hinchley. So from Japan, another successful, highly valued gamble. From the US of A, USA, this is Dudley Fontaine and Sweet. And a little miscommunication there at the gamble, getting into the tunnel, but nice effort by Dudley Fontaine from the US of A and Sweet. From Russia, another border collar. This is from Russia, Rina and Elena Krasnopesteva. Those Russians like their seesaw, and for a good reason, doing that very difficult gamble not to be outdone by Svetlana. That was Elena Krasnopesteva and Rina with a successful gamble. Nicely done. And not just the gamble with the tunnel, but the one involving the seesaw. Up next from Scotland will be Jennifer Hart and Dee Dee. Only 5 more dogs in this category. And that'll do it for Jennifer Hart and Dee Dee with a nice gamble to add to the opening point. From England, this will be Karen Marriott and Puzzle. Karen sticking to her plan. And with about a second and a half to spare, that was Karen Marriott and Puzzle getting that gamble in easy fashion. From Slovenia, this is Kaylee, the border collie, with Marusa Pojed, the handler. And a nice effort by Marusa Pojed and Kaylee. And also from Slovenia, we will see Mankamike and Lynn, also a border collie. And that was Mankamike and Lynn from Slovenia. I believe that's Canadian for awesome. Up next will be Border Collie Wind and Megan O'Neill from Team Canada. Nice recovery by our handler. And that was Megan O'Neill and Wind with a thumbs up from our judge, signifying a successful gamble. Only 2 competitors to go in this 5-2-5 division. Then we will be moving up to the 650 division. We have 39 dogs to go here, plus I believe some dogs in season. From England, this is Jessica Claro and Cara. And a nice finish to that gamble by Jessica Clarieu and Cara from England. And our last dog in this 525 class will be Uni Orenius and Nila. From Team Sweden, Sverige. And that'll finish it up for Uni Orenius and Nila from Sweden. We of course heard our Suomi song in the corner, signifying perhaps a connection to the neighbor Finland. That will do it in the 525 division. We will now be putting the jumps up to the 650 height for our 39 dogs to come. And the first of our 39 dogs in this 650 class. This is individual games, gamblers, of course. To start us off will be Nicole Manes and Roy Ayuk from Argentina. Argentina. And with hands up in the air, signifying a correct gamble for Nicole Manes and Roy Ayuk from Argentina. Up next on course, one of our talented Slovenian competitors. This will be Nusa Peknik and Ling. And unfortunately takes out that next to the last jump in the gamble, but that was Nusa Peknik and Ling from Slovenia. A four-legged fan in the stands. Representing Team Germany, this is Anna Hinz and her border collie, May. Germania. From Argentina on the course now is Mara Virginia Morales Signore. This is Nikki Six. And a nice try going out to the seesaw. That was Mara Virginia Morales Signore. From the Republic of Ireland, this will be Derek Keegan and Astra Red. That was Derek Keegan and Astra Red from Republic of Ireland. From the US of A, USA, this is Dudley Fontaine and Jack. Lots of points in the opening for Dudley and Jack. Going for the seesaw option. And they get it in time. Nice job by Dudley Fontaine and Jack. One of a handful of competitors completing successfully this difficult gamble. So I guess Dudley did not get the gamble, my mistake. taking the seesaw, and then one of the inside jumps. From Germany, this is Beret Kittel and Juice. And there goes Juice with Beret Kittel. This is one of our wild card competitors, perhaps living in Denmark, Rikke Vriet and Pancho. That was Rikke Vriet and Pancho. From England, this is Bridget Wire and Della. And we get a thumbs up from our judge for Bridget's gamble performance. That was Bridget Wire and Della. On course now from France, Frankrike, Franche. This is Maud Crete and her Malinois Chiara. Will she make it in time? And a nice effort by Maud Crete and Chiara. Next up on course from Spain, España, this will be Pilar Colado and Lorenzo. That was Pilar Colado and Lorenzo. Our Nederlander friends cheering on their neighbor Belgium. This will be Kelly Cleanerwork and Lies from Belgium, Belgium. And a nice finish with a nicely performed gamble by Kelly Cleanwork and Lies. From France, Frankrike Franche. This is Alain Le Breton and Shoot J Arrive. Going for the seesaw, and he does it. He arrives indeed. That was Alain Le Breton from France, and Shoot J Arrive. Arriving at the finish after a very difficult gamble, the seesaw. Couple of jumps far, far away. One of a handful of handlers to complete that difficult gamble. From Italy, Italy, this is Roberto Ferrari and Deep Blue. Roberto Ferrari, Deep Blue, Italia, with a successful gamble. Up next, from Northern Ireland, Irlandia Nord, this will be Catherine Porter and Yogi. And nicely done by Catherine Porter and Yogi, also attempting this difficult seesaw gamble. Of course, the longer stride of these dogs in the 650 division make it slightly easier with speed to get out to that seesaw, fewer strides. Another one of our wild card members. This is Bianca Sanstra and Shibit Zira. That was Bianca Sanstra and Zibit Zira, the wild card. Our wild card representative getting a successful gamble. From Finland, Finlandia, Suomi, this is Janne Rajala and Bond. That was Janne Rajala and Bond attempting that difficult gamble. 2 more dogs and we'll have a short break to give our judge a chance to take a drink of water. Sanne Amitsbol and Boss from Denmark. And that was Sanne Amitsbol and Boss from Denmark with a successful gamble. Keeping it in the family, Tom Ball on site now with canvas. Sorry, this is Sanne Amitsbol and Boss. Now we will have a minute break, I believe, and then we will move on. And just a reminder of all our spectators, we appreciate you being here, but we do remind you that this is a no smoking arena. This is a nice athletic event for both dog and handler. So we do appreciate no smoking, please. And 8 dogs to go. From Denmark. This is Thomas Amitsvold and Canvas from Denmark, Danemark. And with a successful gamble, this was Thomas Amitsvold and Canvas. From Australia, this is Simone Holt and Buster. Our handler from Australia, this dog is from England, a borrowed dog, as our Australian competitors are not allowed to bring their dogs over the water. That was Simone Holt from Australia and her English dog, Buster, the Border Collie. From Japan, Japoni, Nippon, this is Masanori Sakamoto and Oscar. We have 15 dogs to go in this class. And a nice effort from Masanori Sakamoto. And on course next from Germany will be Anna Hinz and Jive. And the thumbs up for that difficult gamble by Anna Hinz and Jive. And again on course, one of our Australian competitors, this time with an American dog. This is Dandy, the Border Collie, with Natalie Kirkwood. And a nice finish on that gamble course by Natalie Kirkwood from Australia with her American dog, Dandy. And earlier we saw this competitor, Elena Krasnopetseva, and her border collie. This time she's on the stage with Billy. This team is from Russia. And a nice effort by Elena Krasnopetseva and Billy. On stage now, also from Japan, Yaponi Nippon. This is Miki Miura and Fancy. And a nice effort at the finish by Miki Miura and Fancy. From Belgium, this is David Van Jeverke and Viper, Belgium. And with a nice gamble for David Van Jeverke and Viper from Belgium, Belgium. And we see our stadium lights come on. From USA, this will be Lori Michaels and Soleil. And Lori Michaels from USA does that very difficult gamble correctly. Nice job by Lori Michaels and Soleil. And 9 dogs to go in this competition. On course now is Miranda Verhage and Simba from Belgium. Representing our wild cards, Malin Elfström, most likely from Sweden, Sverige, but she is representing the wild card team, having earned a spot by competing in the highest levels in her country. This is Nick. Our wild card competitor gets a successful gamble for her efforts. That was Malin Elfström and Nick. From Russia, this is Skippy and Svetlana Tumanova. And a thumbs up from our judge for Svetlana Tumanova and Skippy. And again, we see Evgenia Grishina from Russia. This is Alta. And she does the difficult gamble. That was Evgenia Grishina and Alta, showing that the Russians really know how to gamble. With a long lead out from Scotland, this is Sarah Osborne and Tig. That was Sarah Osborne and Tig. 3 more dogs in this division, then we will be running our dogs in heat. From Canada, this is Ainsley Skies and Vibe. And a nice effort by our Canadian contingent, Ainsley Skies and Vibe.
Everybody's 51. Who's in second place for the medal right now? For the overall medal. Yeah, you combine it.
From Portugal on course now will be Luis Sosa and his Border Collie Toffee. And Luis Sosa does get the gamble this time with the seesaw involved with Toffee. From Wales, Gala, this will be Stuart Adams and Tog. And with a successful gamble, that was Stuart Harms and Tog from Wales. Our last dog before our dogs in heat in this 650 division will be Sylvia Turkman and her Border Collie Boo. Sylvia is from Slovenia. And unfortunately, Boo coming into that inside jump. That was Sylvia Turkman and Boo. That will finish it up for our 650 division. We will now bring the jumps down to 300. We have a few dogs in season. We will start with those that are in the 300 class, which is only 1 dog. Then 1 dog in the 400, 3 in the 525, and one in the 650.
Ma c'è ancora il 300? Non posso più.
Representing the 300 class, this is Lucky Luke from España, Spain, with Israel Fernandez. This is a toy poodle. And that was Israel Fernandez and Lucky Luke. We will now bring the jumps up to the 400 height. We have one dog in season in this height.
No, abbiamo finito quasi. Cazzo, io pensavo che mia moglie si stesse godendo lo spettacolo perché non voleva che era sopra qui. Ho detto, cazzo, ma è sparita, i cani sono là, porca troia, ma è ancora lì a guardare, adesso mi si sta lavorando.
And in this 400 division, with our dogs in heat, from Sverige, svenska flicka, Gil Lantz,
Prima a me aveva detto, dagli un
and
cambio,
Johanna.
dagli un cambio veloce, mi fa. Intanto ti trovo qualcuno adesso quando si chiude qui subito. No, prima, e sono ancora lì. Io ho messo anche il qua sotto. Ah, io l'ho messo sopra. Ma tu hai quelle grigie del... No, io la mia del club.
This Shetland sheepdog
Ce l'ho quella grigia ma non l'ho presa più. Ho detto, cazzo, se vai devo che del mio club, vado
with a
volontario.
very Swedish tail.
Ho fatto il cazzo, ma...
And our handler a little step behind, so the dog turned away. That was Gil Lanz and Johanna. We are now going to put our jumps up to the 5-2-5 division. There are 3 dogs in season in this division. And our 3 competitors here in the 5-2-5 gamble. All border collies. To start us off from the USA is Mary Ellen Barry and Maisie. Racking up the points in the opening, going for the seesaw option. And she gets through the hard parts, misses that last jump, but Maisie is just as happy, and Mary Ellen, in good sportsmanship style, gets back up on her feet, knowing that was a little boo-boo. A nice effort by Mary Ellen Barry and Maisie. Our next 2 competitors, both from Spain, España. This will be Israel Fernandez and Laia. And he gets it. That was Israel Fernandez and Laia from Spain. Also from Spain, this will be Pau Serrano and Beauty.
Net zoals bij die, wat ze bij de wacht deden, wat ik En die mag elk toestel mag 2 keer nemen, max.
Perfectly timed for that gamble. Unfortunately, a little bobble there, but a nice opening for Pau Serrano and Beauty. We will now bring our jumps up to the 650 category for our last dog, last but not least, here in this individual gambler class.
What's the last dog?
Io quasi quasi volevo chiedere a Stefano se fosse in un posto la metta di già non ci usiamo, sai come con noi dentro. Ci però non funziona, domattina mi tocca riportare qua.
I think that may have been the most perfect cheer by Canada yet. Yes, you are red hot and awesome as well. This will be perfect by tomorrow. Susan Garrett and her dog from Canada. This is Feature. And
Go.
And Feature leaves Susan in the dust and finishes the job all by herself. That was Susan Garrett and Feature finishing in nice style doing that difficult gamble. That concludes this gambler's class. We want to thank all of our volunteers out here today with the blue t-shirts. If any of you see them out there, please give them a special thanks. And of course, all of our helpers, Mark Cheek, our supervising judge. Peggy Hammond was out on the field all day today, and Paul Hinchley, our ringleader.
Can you announce this? Sunday schedule. Doors open, that whole